I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm at P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm at P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm at P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. Me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm at P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP Money. My name is AJ. I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. Not really daily anymore. We've been doing it about 2 to 3 times a week as we move into the new year. But that means every AMA will be that much more jam-packed with a bunch of updates, a bunch of alpha, plenty of time for questions. So yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, nothing that we discuss here is financial advice. This is simply an update on the EMP protocol and where we are. And as usual, I'm joined by my co-hosts with the most and fellow team members, Bull Gates and LA. How are you guys?
Ladies first.
Doing really good.
I'm making igloos here, baby. I'm doing a cool sheet. Anyway, yeah, we have so much snow here. We've actually already eclipsed our usual winter amount of snow that we get for the entire winter. And we're only 1/3 of the way in. So I don't know what's going to happen here, if we're going to get completely snowed in, but it's crazy. We've had a number of super cold days, snowy days, and, at least, we don't have the situation that they have in upstate New York, like in Buffalo. But the point is that the weather is crazy no matter where you live.
No doubt, Bill. Well, you don't want to hear my weather story. It was a nice
80 and sunny today.
Exactly, brother. 80.
What a jerk!
Day, no cloud in the sky. Gotta love South Florida while you're building igloos, right? Hey, bro, you can, like I said, I told you every day. Come and visit, man. You and the wife, come on down. So, but yeah, no doubt. Well, I hope you don't get snowed in. How does that work? Do they like clear the roads for you? Are you shoveling snow too?
Yeah, it's a strange thing. The city, of course, has plows. The county has plows. The state has plows. So depending upon the road, they clear it. But the clearing it into your on the road always clears back into your driveway. So you always gotta be happy when the plow comes through, but you're also a little bit upset because the driveway you just finished, they come through and dump a whole bunch of snow in there. But truth be told, like I like to stay active, and I know Joe asked me, he's like, "Oh, you're using a snowblower, right, man?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I just shovel because I like to do some type of physical activity." And I might sound like I'm complaining. I'm really not. Like I know a lot of people have worse off in weather and stuff like that. But I say that kind of lightheartedly. But we do have just a ton of snow, and I'm happy to help my neighbors. And sometimes I wake up and my neighbors are out there plowing my driveway with their snowblower. So it's kind of nice and it works out. But That is what living in a community or a society or a city or a neighborhood really, is truly all about. Like, we should be looking out for one another and benefiting from being next to, other good people.
Yes, 100% Bull. Just like we're all surrounded by our EMP community here and supporting each other during the crypto winter. So yeah, there you go. There's some analogies for you. You're the master of that, Bull, but I couldn't help myself. So, but anyway,
Good one.
yeah. So anyway, I know again. Well, let's get to why everybody's here. Again, all some awesome updates in terms of EMP. We'll go over all that now, and then at the end, we'll also have time for questions. So if there's anybody that has a question, please feel free to type it in the YouTube chat, and we'll get to it ASAP. So, all right, the first thing up is again, we've kind of gone over it over the last few AMAs. If you've not listened to the last 4 or 5 AMAs, I would highly recommend, if you have some extra time, go on YouTube and watch some of our previous AMAs. But we have some just amazing new things coming in 2023, not only from product development standpoint, product market fit, as well as partnerships and more people that are building in the EMP ecosystem, both in our platform, internally, and also externally, meaning other projects that are building onto their own platforms to support EMP as a whole. So one of those big partnerships is one that we've had for a few months now, literally one of the most successful partnerships, and that's with Growth DeFi. They have the Cultivator, which is their XRO BNB version of the Detonator contract, and they've implemented a ton of additional use cases for EMP through their VDCs and all sorts of amazing stuff for us. And we're working on something really special with them that is also not only going to support EMP, but will also help support their native assets as well. So we'll have a whole AMA on that alone. But I've been in literally about 4 meetings this week that finalized additional partnerships that we've been working on for months. So I know I posted in the VIP group as well about another thing I'm super excited for that will hopefully be live next week. That is another partnership. And again, I know, some people like to, talk bad about partnerships, but in my mind, the more people that are building with the love of EMP in mind, as long as the code is solid and it's relationships that we have vetted, I mean, there is absolutely nothing wrong with multiple partnerships and getting more and more eyeballs on EMP. Again, no partnership that we do would ever be able to jeopardize EMP. Again, if there is ever a wallet that holds EMP, we are multi-sig on it. We vet the code. Jake, again, does all the due diligence on anything that we ever make an official partnership. And the more use cases, the more utility, the more partners, the better in my mind. So, with that being said, there is another protocol that we've been in touch with for about 3 months now, and they've just been, again, building in the bear market. Those are the projects that you want to follow and want to support. And they've rolled out something that is truly unique and really exciting. And we had a meeting 2 days ago that really rolled everything out internally, and we'll roll it out to the public hopefully early next week. And this will be putting additional buy pressure on eShare and BNP literally every second of every day. And this doesn't require new capital. It's a way to utilize the LP and the funds that you already have in the ecosystem to give additional benefit on the buying pressure. So all that will make a lot more sense when we're ready to unveil it. We have to finalize a few things in terms of code and getting it all set up. But once it's live, we'll do a full AMA next week introducing the partner and how all of you can get involved to help the protocol be even more successful. So really exciting stuff in that department. Again, a ton of stuff happening. A few more partnerships I'll mention a little bit later on. But I don't know, Bull, you wanna elaborate, or LA, on any of that? Again, I think sometimes people try to soft fud that we roll out all these partnerships and they end up, not really doing anything for all of us. But I beg to differ on a lot of that, and I think a lot of it's a lagging indicator as well, meaning, we see the fruits of our partnership maybe a week or a month or a few months after the fact. So I don't know. You want to add to that, Bull?
Sure, of course. I'm rarely at a loss for words. You have me choked up. No, yeah, it's really amazing. Like what this other projects has put together. How let me draw a good let's just say they've created an incredible financial easy button. Let's just put it that way. And I personally think it's like, I love it. And I think everybody here is going to love it. And where like AJ was kind of saying, like sometimes people think that well, that project doesn't appeal to me, this one doesn't appeal to me, that one doesn't appeal to me, but this one I think is going to appeal to everybody, because I think what it has is it has, as the lead over there said, it basically has unlimited choices, and it allows you to be kind of the captain of the ship, so to speak. And I think that's kind of what a lot of people, maybe not everybody wants, but having the freedom to make the choices you want that, affect, your dollars, that's a really powerful thing. And of course, bonding it together with other people, in an LP or whatever. But the point is that more options, more choices, more people building onto the EMP ecosystem, protocol to protocol. And that's a really, kind of a powerful sign, where we had talked about that modularity in the past, the ability that other ecosystems really want to connect with you, which means, they hold you in high regards, they hold your ecosystem in high regards, they hold your community in high regards. And that's not obviously something that isn't lost on me. Like the idea, so I was talking about this with somebody today, the idea that sometimes AJ, you mentioned that lagging indicator. Sometimes, it's hard to quantify the exact value that, certain community members add to the total, the whole here of EMP, and how that reflects in price, how that partnership reflects in price. I mean, I'm sure the best quants in the world, they can do all that stuff, but for the average human, it's really hard to see, and we might not think that thing has value until like that it yields fruit or a crop per se. But the thing is that, like, if we explore the option, we take the time to understand it. It's planting a seed and seeing what, taking care of that seed, watering it, making sure that, you're pulling the weeds out, so to speak. But, after some time, you are going to see the fruits of your labor. And it's tough now, right? Because it's a bear market. Your dollar values are going down, the fear level is going up, and it's not something that, like, I'm pointing out lightly or anything. It's the truth, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time for that seed to germinate and come to life, and for you to see it. And it's, I grow a lot of stuff in my house, and a lot of a couple other people here do, and we talk about that. And the thing I love about, like, plants is they're therapeutic, right? Because you can see, like, I encourage everybody to get a house plant of some kind and take care of it from seed to to germination to like sprouting. And like it's a really neat idea to see, because you can see like that, the consistency that you show that plant, and like the planning that you have, you can actually see like you have brought that to life. And I think the same thing exists here, like in DeFi, in crypto, the ability to take your kind of materials, if you will, mix those together, and take care of it and see like it come to life. And it's true, like we're in a crypto winter, so things are going to seem a little bit slower. EMP is a little bit of a greenhouse, to keep that plant warm, but it's winter. The greenhouse is still, cold, and the things are trying to grow. We're kind of keeping those heat blankets, or it's escaping me at the moment. There's these soil mats that keep the plants warm so that you can germinate and stuff in the winter. But the point here is that, like a plant is a really good analogy for like taking care of money here too. It takes a bit of diligency and consistency, and some days you don't want to do it, but some days like you should just show up and do it, because at some point that plant is going to bring you some sense of joy. Just like when, we come out of the bear market, and that all the hard work you've put in, it comes to fruition, and you say, oh, okay, now I see what everybody was talking about, the people that were really enthusiastic about the future of the project and their portfolio. That little plant can really I think it sounds silly, but inspire you. And I'll just like, my neighbors are some of the biggest, like their yard is like one of the most like colorful, unique, like in all of our city. And we probably have 100 cars a day that stop on our road to take pictures at my neighbor's house. And because they take such good care of it, and it's so unique, but it's a lot of work. And a plant, though, it's the perfect analogy, because we've talked before about farming and, planting your seed, which is EMP, putting it in the soil, which is ETH, and taking care of it and seeing that crop eShare come to life. And I just think that like that plant, it's the perfect representation of like all the work and hope you put into something, and to see it come to life just really, really makes you feel good. And like, so like I said, we have a lot of plants in our house, and I every time I, like walk around and look, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I like, oh, look at that. That's nice and green. It's really colorful. And it brings a good joy of comfort to everybody that comes in my house, is that, to see all the growing things. And especially like, we're not, we don't live in Florida, and have that nice year round weather, or have people show up and think we're on perpetual vacation. Like I know Joe has to deal with. But the point is that, even in the depths of winter, where I talked about us having like a record amount of snow, we actually have our like I said, our total snowfall for the year already. You can come in the house and like you can see all the plants that are alive, and like when the winter is finally over, like the spring here is like really one of the most wonderful times, because you see just like an explosion of life. And when this crypto winter is over, all the tending that you did to your portfolio or your plants, and when they come to fruition, like you're going to be so happy, you're going to be so pleased with yourself that you stuck through it, and then put in all that hard work. And all that work is really going to be like it builds up in your mind, and like it's going to encourage you in the future to have more resolve and be just feel better about like the next time when we go to that bull market. And then that next bear market, you're going to be the one reassuring people that, hey, it's all going to be okay. We see these ups, we see these downs. That's why we have seasons. And right now we're just in a longer winter, but at some point that's going to break. And then, we're going to see an explosion of life here in DeFi and EMP.
Yeah, 100%, Bull. Again, I know it's hard to hear those words of encouragement during the middle of a bear. I know, obviously, PEG continues to slip, but yields are still being paid. I mean, as we say all along, PEG is not the end-all be-all of the ecosystem, and we're continuing to put forth, again, through these partnerships and, other mechanisms in the protocol, added utility, added buy pressure, added use case, all through EMP and eShare. And, that is what, again, will turn everything around, regardless of a bear market or not. But once the bull does hit, just imagine, the returns we may be able to experience with all of these things already in place and ready to roll. as well as operating for over a year and proving ourselves in the DeFi space. So we're excited for the future. And again, we'll get into a lot more specifics about final form. One of the developers we brought on is actually here right now, so shout out to Shane. I mean, we've been really trying to ramp up everything. And on that note as well, before I forget, e-share emissions. So Jake and that the new development team have been working on the e-share emissions nonstop over the last like 3 or 4 days. We think we have everything sorted. We're able to relaunch the eShare token. A lot of the LP we already own. We can migrate that on our own. And then we've come up with a very, very simple automated process to migrate the eShare that you have in any farms or other LPs. Yeah, we're excited for that. Again, we'll do a full update on that as well. This is kind of the last overall AMA that we're going to be giving, and then the next like 3 or 4 AMAs will be specific to everything that I've mentioned. Again, the new partner, what that protocol is, and how to work inside that protocol. We're bringing Magic Finance back to talk about Magic World, and then obviously the eShare migration as well to extend emissions as far as that. So lots and lots of stuff happening. But all right, a few more updates, and then we'll have time for questions as well. Detonator Defenders rewards are live and looking really good. So again, unfortunately, we were a bit delayed on the Defender rewards going live. You can listen to previous AMAs for all the details, but the long story short is that it was just a really big undertaking for us at the end of the year and making sure all the code was working properly. We never rush code. If we run into an issue, we don't launch, we fix it, and never ever compromise fast over quality. So, but now everything's good. Rewards are paying because of the way we built the compounding and utilizing the added ticket bonuses. The rewards are actually paying slightly better than if you were to have it on your own. In Detonator, and again, as it is being the largest good acting whale, it's also helping to stabilize that balance as well. So and APRs are very solid. Again, the updated numbers are about 75% APR last I looked, and yeah, they're looking good. So if you don't have a defender, you may want to grab one. Again, rewarding in EMP ETH LP, and floor prices are holding really strong on those as well. So. And it did. I know a lot of people were, why didn't the funds use why didn't we buy EMP with them to help peg? I mean, there's reasons that we do things. We said all along that we'd be using the EMP that we already own to be able to maximize the amount that we're able to deposit into Detonator. And all of you, again, another major goal other than peg is to increase daily burst. And the daily burst on defenders or the daily burst on Detonator because of defenders grew by almost 8%. So again, I want to see in the chat, why is my daily burst going up? Because it's usually why is my daily burst going down? So we are again continuing to build and deliver and try to add value where we can with all the additional contracts. So, all right, as well as Detonator Defenders, PowerUps have been paying amazingly well as well. PowerUp is our NFT on the Ethereum mainnet, and it's literally one of the highest paying rewards in ETH and all of the ETH mainnet. So again, this is not some fly-by-night DGen project. We're able to utilize the funds that we raised with PowerUp to apply into our ecosystem at EMP. We then generate real yield in Ethereum and reward all the PowerUp holders in Ethereum. And again, the APR on those has been right around 100%, which is just absolutely incredible. And because they've been paying so well, the floor is very thin. I mean, you can't really buy them if you haven't gotten one already without paying a lot more. And to the partnership talk earlier, we met with a very, very well-known group that is NFT specific, and they are really interested in PowerUp. So we may end up doing another additional mint on those sooner than later, if that means more capital into the ecosystem that can be used to help support PEG. So I know LA, you were involved in some of those meetings. Pretty bullish, right? We're excited for
Some
what that
pretty
might hold.
exciting stuff for sure, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a meeting, follow-up meeting with them, and as well as another opportunity to pitch EMP to their audience and their network as well. So lots of good stuff on the marketing front as well. And then another two more partnership discussions. One that again, and this is completely my bad. We get so busy that I sometimes forget all that we are working on, and we were waiting until we were able to have it implemented on the main website. But this person has been more than patient, and I want to make sure we give him a shout out right now. So, Machine Chan is one of our Discord admins, and he literally built a online dice game for EMP, and so he's been extremely patient with us as Jake goes through and again verifies all the code, make sure everything is up to our standards, and everything looks great, and it's been functioning for about a month now, a little bit more than that. So some of you know about it, some of you don't. But his project is called BCS House, or Beat the House, or Become the House, and that is again a online dice game that you bet both EMP or eShare or BNB or BUSD. He has a ton of different options, and I'm gonna go through a little bit about it real fast. And then we'll have another AMA with him or someone from the team to show everybody how to use it. But holders of EMP and eShare can either one bet EMP or eShare and win. Again, highest paying payout standard in the industry with a house edge of only 2%. Or you can deposit EMP and eShare to become the house. So if you're not into gambling, you can add to the pool where you become the house, and then you're able to share the house edge rewards, which will generate you long-term gains based on the volume. So there's two ways to get involved. Again, depositing into the pool to get a share of the house edge, or just playing the dice game outright. And so again, this allows even more fun utility to EMP and eShare, while also providing another cool way to stake your EMP and eShare. So, and most importantly, a portion of the protocol's gains from deposit fees will go and be burnt. So, also generate a positive impact on the asset. So they take part of their platform fees and burn EMP and eShare as well. So major shout out to again Machine Chan. Go give him some love in Discord and support him and what he's doing. All of the outcomes are using the Chainlink VRF, so everything is provably fair and random, and he's been doing an incredible job. So we'll have a direct link on the EMP website shortly, but we'll post the link in all of our socials as well. But yeah, anything you want to add to that, LA? I know you've been trying to help him get marketing get the ball rolling, and he's just been very patient, and we want to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I think you did a good job of kind of going through it. I think any of these amazing partnerships where we've had a good chance to go through the code and approve it like we have with him, and they're adding utility and giving us a chance to burn EMP and eShare and providing some fun to our community is a win for us. I know some of our community members in the VIP have been playing already and have said good things, so I'm really excited. He, like you said, he's been so respectful and patient, waiting for us to check through the code and do the official announcements and everything. And he's just such a great guy. So just super happy to finally, be going through this and to get it up on the website soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, shout out to Machine Chan. Again, you can find him. He's a lot more active over on Discord. Show him some love. But yeah, we're excited. And again, I mean, that's the most amazing thing. Like, he took that upon himself as a member of the community with an interest in, developing his own project or, writing code and learning about Solidity and front end development. And again, along with managing our Discord as one of our main mods, he actually was the one that set up our Discord to begin with. And so that was something that he did in his spare time to help the protocol. And now look, I mean, it's a fully fledged platform with solid code and again, a great added utility and use case for EMP and eShare. So much love to you, Machine
And
Chan. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
one
absolutely.
last thing, it is powered by Chainlink VRF as well, just to kind of add that in.
For sure. Yep, it is. So again, all the actual outcomes are run through the VRF random oracle, which is the only true random oracle in crypto. So, and speaking of that, another thing LA and I have been working on is that official announcement. Again, we're not allowed to call it a partnership. They don't call any of their relationships partnerships. They call them oh my God, I'm having a mind blank here. They have a specific word that we're allowed to use, but LA, I know we've gone through. We're releasing a video, we're releasing a Medium article, and all that will come from Chainlink as well. So hopefully that will help get some more eyeballs on EMP. But yeah, a utilization, that's what it is. So we are again a utilization partnership. We're not allowed to actually say partnership, but anything you want to add on that, LA? I know you've been doing a deep dive, so.
Yeah, we've been getting the blog article ready this week and banners and videos kind of highlighting the collaboration and all of the different parts of the Chainlink services that we've integrated within our protocol. And we're just finalizing all of that so we can get that big marketing push out there.
Perfect. Yep. And again, those of you may not know, we actually use three of Chainlink's services, not just one. So we use the price feed Oracle for all the on-chain price data that's on our homepage. We also use it for the random VRF. Again, just like BCS House, only we use it for our lottery in all the detonators as a service. Not just detonator, but all of them. And the third is the automation or optimization of the rewards distribution for our NFTs. So that is also part of Chainlink services. They help again streamline the development process. So yeah, we use all three, and we're excited to continue the relationship with Chainlink, and that will be made public again once all these articles are finalized, and we're able to have them announced from there end as well. But I mean, we've been utilizing them for about three, well, more than that, probably 5 months.
Since May, right?
Yeah, May, exactly. So we've been having it in the background this entire time, but now with the new year, we're finally able to make sure that the rest of the crypto world knows as well. So.
And AJ, we did a cool kind of rough math estimate on the amount of gas saved with the NFTs because of implementing this, and it was over $100,000 on user gas fees saved. That was a pretty cool estimation.
Yeah, no doubt. We along with this article, we gave a lot of awesome statistics that we were able to kind of get metrics from. And yeah, utilizing that reward distribution code that they offer, it was able to again save a lot of gas fees. And again, I know that was another reason originally why Sentinels was a little more complicated than we anticipated, because we're always trying to optimize not only for rewards but for gas fees and everything else. So yeah, exciting stuff. All right, one more update on another partnership that we already have, and then we'll let LA give a merch update, and then we'll take some questions. So the last thing I want to mention is our Up EMP partnership. That is 2 weeks old approximately now, and we just did another random injection from the treasury, and it is up 13% in 2 weeks, which is absolutely incredible. Again, those of you that got in fairly early, or even if you didn't, you're already experiencing, gains. And with this, there is an 8% tax in and an 8% tax out. So you do want to be able to hold until you get at least that 16% in taxes. But the point is that we're going to continue to do these random injections, and it helps again boost that percentage gain without any additional volume. And so once we actually have additional volume, again, Up Finance, the core team, as well as ourselves, are working on things as we speak to actually increase volume. I mentioned possibly integrating them in with nodes. Definitely listen to the AMA from the last AMA. I go into a lot more detail about that. But all of that could really absolutely skyrocket the Up EMP value, because these sort of tokens really thrive on the daily volume. So again, it's EMP in, EMP out. It's another way to stack your EMP, as long as you have a long-term mindset and are utilizing that EMP in the proper channels. It can be very, very profitable. So again, not financial advice. But all right, anything else, Bull or LA, you want to go over that I missed? And then LA, I know you have an update on the merchandise for us as well.
Awkward silence. No, I don't have anything else to add. I mean, I think what is it snowing again? Darn it. No. LA, what's up with the merch?
I was gonna see if you had anything else to add before
I got nothing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've just been putting the finishing touches on the merch store. I'm super pumped. So I just wanted to kind of touch on a few of the details because early next week I'm going to be launching the first round of it. So this merch store works differently than our old merch store, or probably most stores you've encountered, because it's truly a Web3 merch store. So the way that it's going to work is we're actually going to be launching it in different rounds, kind of like we did the 12 days of Christmas. I promise you there's going to be no songs or videos of AJ dancing involved this time. But we're going to be just releasing them in
I think people like that, though. It's probably a lot of work, though, but I think people really responded to that.
I know. Bummer,
I don't think I have it in
LA.
me to create all
you know what? I got an idea. Like, can I make one merch suggestion, which I think would be funny? Pens, like, so now this is a little risque. So, but when I was a kid, people used to have these pens where it was a person, you tipped it upside down, and their clothes would pop off. I don't suggest the nudie pens, but
You want everyone to see you nude?
Yeah, whatever. I don't mind. I was just gonna say, like, it would be funny to see, like these are people in work mode and then vacation mode, and little things from people in the community. I think it would be fun.
I'm down. I like that. Let's do it, Bull. That's you had to pay extra for that though, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then Joe has to have shorts on because like he lives in Florida, and he tells me that whenever he has family visit, people always think he's on vacation because he lives in Florida. So regardless of the way the pen goes, Joe is in vacation mode.
Yeah. So as I was saying, so we're gonna release it in different days with different products, and so everything's gonna be kind of on a limited time basis. So there's gonna be only about 24 to 48 hours, probably 24 hours to buy each product. There's gonna be 1 to 2 products per day. And the cool thing is the way that this store works is you're actually not buying a shirt or a hoodie. What you're buying is an NFT. And so you're buying an NFT that you can then either immediately cash in for your shirt and order it right up and it'll get shipped to you, or you can sell it on OpenSea. And the reason that you might want to sell it on OpenSea is because this merch collection is only available to people that bought Detonator Defenders. And so it's kind of a cool arbitrage opportunity for you, especially for those that bought in the pre-sale, because the first day of the sale is only going to be available to those that bought in the pre-sale. And so I've entered in all of the wallet addresses of all the people that bought in the pre-sale. And if you didn't buy in the pre-sale, it actually won't let you purchase it. And same thing for the regular sale. It's connected to the contract address of the NFT. So if you haven't owned the NFT for more than 1 or 2 days and you don't currently own it, you can't buy the merch. And so each person can buy up to 2 of each item with each wallet. And so could be kind of cool to end up selling some of the cooler items on OpenSea if you wanted to sell those NFTs. But you end up having until the end of February to cash them in for your clothing.
So this sounds a lot like Unisox. I think everybody should do a little search on that just to get their engines revving.
So it's kind of cool. It's really truly a merch store built for a crypto project. Even the way the site is set up, it looks like it really. And so I'm really excited. Each day you'll go on, you'll see which products are available that day. It'll show you how much time is left. There's a limited number of each item. It'll show you how many is left for that item. And once they're gone, they're gone. And so it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. And so I'll give you guys some updates over the next few days and we'll get it launched.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I'm really excited for this. So not only is it killer from a design, perspective. Again, like LA said, this is like a Web3 built from the ground up merch option. But it also brings gamification to our merchandise. I mean, again, we pride ourselves on the gamification in our ecosystem, and to be able to bring this to, again, our merch is killer. So, LA, you've been doing an amazing job again, bringing that to life all over again. We had a merch store that you've had to rebuild now, but again, they say everything happens for a reason, and this seems to be a much better solution all around. And yeah, I mean, Bull mentioned Unisox. That was something similar, and actually those NFTs ended up being worth literally thousands of dollars, even though, again, a pair of socks is what, $10, $20. But the idea is that because it's so limited, you can actually try to make money on arbitraging the NFTs themselves. So again, I don't think we're going to be getting $1,000 merch NFTs, but the point is that,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
you
hey,
never
hey,
know,
hey.
right? Yeah, you never know.
Don't poo-poo on that.
When it has your
Unisox are,
face on it, who knows,
That's
right?
true.
yeah.
Yeah, with one of our
Don't you want to have a
faces.
pair of underwear with AJ's face on it?
Yeah,
Come on now, people.
yeah.
Um,
That's $1,000 if
um,
I've ever heard it. Yeah, totally. Okay.
absolutely.
Oh,
And look, Unisox are 27 grand right now, people. Like I put the history of Unisox like a link there. So read up on it. It's really cool. And so one of the things like that I like about crypto is we never know what's going to happen, when a project launches. Like so many of the NFTs had zero value, when they launched, but because they're part of history, be it DeFi, EMP, ETH, whatever, right? Like things can end up being worth something that people think, oh, that's a silly idea. But, that's, when people get really excited about things and that community rallies around it, and, when the bull market happens and like crazy things can happen. So like I would encourage everybody to just read the story of Unisox and see what came out of it, and keep in mind that I personally think that like EMP, a seigniorage project, is the next evolution of a DEX. We started with centralized exchanges, then moved to DEXs. I think this is the new DEX, and I'm personally, I know I'm not the only one that thinks it. I read an article a few days back where there's a $1 billion fund manager said the same thing, that projects need to create something of value, because arbitrage by itself, just trading a token back and forth, isn't really creating value. And so if you take all of this into, that stepping back and taking it into the proper context, nobody knows like what will happen, with LA's merch store. But think of the bigger side, the upside of what could be, not thinking like, okay, it's just a pair of underwear with AJ's face on it. And but truly like what can be like the bigger picture. And I think that's the thing to really, one of the things I think to get really excited about of what can be, because nobody knows what the future holds. But almost every NFT project that has something of value started out with just community enthusiasm, and then something got built around it. We have the advantage of already community enthusiasm with an ecosystem built around it, which I think, like I said, is the evolution of a DEX, the people being able to own all of the profit from their liquidity provided. I think like that is something in and of itself that's incredibly important, and it's going to come to light. I think especially, as we move through DeFi and more people become aware of that, and understanding like in context of like how powerful like this merch can be in the future, especially considering it's not just merch, it's an NFT, allowing you to have a lot more options with that. So cool work, LA.
yeah, absolutely. No doubt.
Thanks.
So yeah, we're excited to roll that out. Again, just one of the many, many things in the pipeline. And yeah, we're excited. So, all right, I want to take a few questions, but I don't see any questions. I did get a question on Discord last night. I'm going to paraphrase, just out of simplicity's sake. But it was essentially saying, no wonder the peg is going down because any protocol that prints money, or referring to inflation, has that constant selling pressure. Well, again, we said this in nearly every AMA over the last year, but maybe I just haven't said it enough. EMP is actually deflationary when we are below peg. So the only time that seigniorage protocols, or this inflative model is engaged is when we are above peg, and that is the beauty of the boardroom mechanism and how these protocols are able to basically operate within a peg range is because as we get above peg, there is more tokens emitted, which then brings peg down as people take profit, and vice versa. When we're below peg, through the magic auto vaults and the revenue streams, we are constantly buying back EMP off the market every single day, and that means that it is deflationary, and that there is no new EMP being emitted, period. I mean, I think people think either Detonator or Nodes produces EMP, but you have to understand that that is EMP that has already been released into our ecosystem. So, it's not additional selling pressure through inflation like literally 99% of other ROI platforms or daily income platforms have to do to be able to pay out yield. So, again, I just want to make sure we clarify that. That was a question over on Discord from last night.
Can
Bull,
you
yeah,
can
go
you
Bull.
paraphrase that again for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So, with the mechanisms in EMP, again, we are a seigniorage protocol at its
Oh, sorry.
core.
No, the
Yeah.
question. I
Oh, I'm
got your
sorry.
answer. I
Oh,
was
all
just
right.
curious about the question again.
Yes, no problem. So it was basically, I guess it really wasn't a question, it was more of a statement that no wonder peg is always going down, because with the protocol that print money, there's too much selling pressure on EMP to begin with.
Yeah, that seems like that might be true, but the opposite is actually true, like you explained, right? Like when the boardroom isn't on, nothing else is created. But like I don't think that holds true for much of anything that's successful in crypto because Bitcoin is inflationary, Ethereum is still inflationary, and I would venture to say if you went back from a block one, what was Bitcoin worth, and what is it worth now? It's continually printed for the last 13 years, 14 years. Am I right? Since 2009. And so how could that be true? How could that statement be true? If it were true, like Bitcoin would be worth less today than what it started out at. And it's been running, like I said, the better part of 13, 14 years. And it's worth, I don't want to say exponentially more than when it started, but it's still inflationary. So even when the boardroom turns back on, that doesn't that statement doesn't hold truth because I've said it a million times, but scarcity doesn't create value. Utility creates value, and we've created a number of utilities here. We're creating more as we go, but truly, if you truly believed that scarcity created value, I'll give you a clue. Create a token ecosystem that has one token, and then let me know when that ecosystem is worth $1 billion. It won't be because one token has no utility. You can't transact with it. If you can't break it up, you can't do anything. Utility creates value, not scarcity, friend.
Perfect. Yep, I love it. Sorry, Bull. I'm misclicking. I had everything muted again. So yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And even again, even highly inflationary platforms or token economics, they can be curbed through utility. So to Bull's point, that is truly where value is made. And another great example is, a lot of these other projects that want to build their own blockchains, or if nobody is building on that blockchain, then the value is minimal, and that's why again BTC and ETH have really become the big dogs, and why BNB has been killing it is because that's where all the activity is. I mean, those are the top three tokens. I mean, BTC really is up for debate. Nobody's really building on Bitcoin. It's just a store value, or like Bull likes to say, digital real estate. But yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
That is good. Did you come up with that? That's brilliant.
That's yours, bro. Yes, I call it digital gold, or yeah, store value, but and ETH is the digital oil. But yeah, Bull likes to call let's tune it more towards real estate, which is also true
But
because it is
it's
scarce.
true.
Yeah,
But it's good. Like, we know every usable inch of land on the planet, just like a blockchain knows every usable token on the blockchain. Like, it's there. Everybody knows. Nobody knows how much gold has been. Gold is like a blockchain that there's no white paper. You can't see the contract. And it got put out and it's been running for the last 14 years and nobody knows how much is in circulation. That's gold. That's why gold isn't a good analogy, right? Because we know gold has value, but truly nobody knows how much gold has been mined, how much there is in the world. But land, we know the use case for every piece of land on the planet down to the square inch. Just like I said, a blockchain knows every token, that's on it down to that, that millionth placeholder, and so it's better put as real estate because real estate has utility value, and Bitcoin has utility value as well. So that's
yeah,
all.
yeah, totally. Well, and to further clarify too, I see a follow-up question from WW2. He says, AJ, respectfully, then why do we keep going down if we are in a deflationary state and all the EMP, all the burning is having an effect on EMP? I'm sure we all want to know that because it is a little confusing. So yeah, and again, WW2, he or she, I think it's a he, has been super supportive. So I think it's just a matter of clarifying. But yeah, I mean, the sad truth to that is just people continuing to sell EMP. I mean, again, and that's why, and again, I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but we've done everything we can to implement and build and make this incredible platform, but at the end of the day, it's still on, the community and the participants and the investors, to change the direction of PEG. The more people that buy EMP rather than sell it will literally cause PEG to go up in a matter of seconds. So, yeah, the short answer is that people just continue to want to take profit in EMP, which is not the right way to maximize your gains in the protocol, especially at the bottom of a bear market. Bear markets are meant for accumulating, and bull markets are meant for taking profit. So I don't know if you want to add to that, Bull, but it's really that simple.
Yeah, but it's so hard to do. Like, everybody has heard that expression, buy at the bottom, sell at the top. But it's so easy to say, but almost impossible to do. And it's why we see, the market cycles like we do. We see the euphoria, the people buying, eShare when it's $2,800, people, not buying eShare at $80 or $88, whatever it's at the moment. And even though, like the use case is exactly the same in the ecosystem, that people look, at PEG as that one metric. And because it's, in all fairness, it's what they've always looked at for every Tomb protocol, because they look at the boardroom as the number one earner in the ecosystem. And they say one Tomb fork is like all the rest. It's an apple is an apple is an apple is an apple. But if you've ever had an apple, everybody knows that the Honeycrisp apple is the best. And it's really good. And it's an apple, but it's different than a Granny Smith apple or a Harrelson. Yeah, by the way, my family are apple farmers. So anyway, in looking at that, like, we have to do look at it like in the context of its individually by itself. And if you look at Peg, like even at 0.35 or wherever we're at, it's much better than the vast majority. Like Tomb is at what, 0.1 or 0.2 or something. And I look at that and I say, okay, cool. But that's not the only metric to look at. We need to look at liquidity. We need to look at like use case. Can we still earn in the ecosystem? Yeah, we like good liquidity, good like social movement in the channels. People are still interacting, in a positive fashion. There's still trading going on. You can yield daily. And so we have to look at a lot of metrics to see, like, is an apple really the same as another apple? No, they're not. They're all different. And you have to, use them for their particular use case. And, like a Honeycrisp apple might be great to eat, just, but you don't want to use it when you make an apple pie because it doesn't cook right. And so using the ecosystem and evaluating it for what it is in, respective to it, not as a whole. Like we all say, this is a Tomb fork and, now it's a whole DeFi dinner plate. Right. And that's where we really have to like make that distinction, right? Like everything in crypto is unique in that it's its own thing, right? Because even if the code were exactly the same, it's different because of the people that interact in those particular communities. It's different because people interact with that LP in a different way. They might have paired with something different. They might be on a different chain. So even though the code might be identical, you could have the same name. It's radically different. Those things even might look identical, but they're completely different because of the mechanics of how those pieces interact with one another, either in the LP, on its chain, within the community, the team itself, like all kinds of things are so different. So like we have to like analyze projects respective just to them. Then we can take maybe a step back and compare it versus the rest of the market. But certainly every project in crypto is unique to itself. And so we judge based on that and analyze based on that. And it would be foolish to compare it and say, oh, that apple is an apple is an apple is an apple. That's not true. And you're going to do yourself a disservice and you're never going to be able to find the proper project because you're going to go from project to project to project searching for something you'll never find because you're only looking at what you want to find and how you want to identify it. So you're going to be your own worst enemy in that regards. You have to analyze it respective to exactly what it is.
Yeah, great assessment as usual. Again, I can't find the mute button. No, but 100%, man. And we're not here to give financial advice. We're not here to convince anybody. But like I can tell you, when I got into crypto, full time, like I wasn't even thinking about taking profits. Even during bull markets, I just wanted to get in and build my positions. And I think a lot of people that are doing that now, especially in terms of EMP, are going to see a massive, appreciation in the future. And another point that I didn't even mention from this conversation on Discord earlier was, people are so used to measuring success of a protocol based on a chart. And so, when they see EMP going from, almost $1 at all-time highs down to 11 cents, they say, well, this project is shit. Well, they don't understand. We measure our success in yield. The idea of the protocol is to produce yield based on your asset. So even if it does go down, 90% or 75% or whatever, the idea is that you have been able to outweigh that loss through yield. And that's the beauty of the seigniorage model and rewarding a secondary token, which is eShare in our case. And not, again, and Bull mentioned this in a previous AMA, just because the APR looks low now, if you were to add up the running average or median of the APRs over this last entire year, I would venture to say that the APR is absolutely incredible. Again, compared to other DeFi projects that have exposure to Ethereum. So yeah, Bull, I don't know. Again, we talk about that a lot, but anybody that's looking at a chart and is doing it wrong, especially in terms of seigniorage protocols. But you want to add to that, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, and I'll be brief. I think the important thing is, like, it's the grocery store example. It's, looking for that one thing when you zoom in, and I think I use Kraft macaroni and cheese, like looking at that box, right, and thinking, ooh, that's the one I'm going to get. That's what you went to the store for. You get there, you pick it up, you look at it, and you say, oh, perfect. But then you tend to always put it down, step back, and then look at the others. Because I think people instinctively know that we should always take that step back and look and take things into a fuller picture. Now, we don't always do that, but we should, right? That full picture, taking it into context. And I think the people here that are probably spreadsheet driven probably can illuminate that like better with numbers. Like, it's easy to tell you that, but like to reinforce it, to see it like, oh, okay, cool. Like, like I can tell you the eShare BNB farm was one of the most productive farms in DeFi for really the first 100 days. And, if we looked at it now, what is it at 0.15 or something? I'm not looking at my computer right now, but, the point is, like, for 2 months, 3 months, it was 2%. And so looking at that over time, like how much we could earn and based on that initial investment. And I know there's a lot of people that, say, oh, well, you guys are happy because you got in earlier, et cetera. But, no, like I think, the flip side of it is that we actually took a lot of risk getting in early because nobody knew how the project was going to go. We didn't have Detonator. We didn't have all of the pieces that are here now to mitigate risk. And, we like this project started right at the beginning of the bear market. And that's something to really look at, because a lot of people, and you mentioned it earlier on, AJ, is that people, like ETH was $3,000. Like, I feel like it was 3,400 when this project started. Somebody can check on that, but like it was really high. I know LP was around $125 for EMP ETH LP. And so when the people that were here early jumped in, we jumped in at the beginning of a bear market when that ETH price was high, when EMP price was high. We didn't have Detonator. We didn't have all these protective barriers in place. And, then when Detonator launched, there were 8,000 to 10,000 tickets and 10,000 tickets every day. And, LP was still $100 and some. And, I look at it now and like the odds are actually to the payout, it's actually better. The LP is cheaper. There's less tickets. We have more pieces in place to protect. It just happens that like when people are fearful, it is really hard to take that step back and say, okay, I know that, and this isn't financial advice, it's just perspective, that we should buy low, sell high. It is so hard to do that, when you're fearful. And, I'm not, making light of anybody being fearful. It's a human condition, right? But if you believe in the project, you believe in ETH, you believe in BNB, really there is no better place. Like there's nobody producing daily yields on ETH like we do, be it if it's on BSC chain, ETH mainnet, or all of crypto. There's nobody providing yield on BNB like we do. And so there's just so much going on here that I think maybe people get overwhelmed. It's hard to take a step back and take that whole picture like into the proper context and say, okay, that's fair, because like I think what will cloud our vision is that fear, right? That like the market's going to go down, it's never going to pick back up. It might be a year before it picks back up, but the great thing is that if we had a bear market and it lasted for a year, but we were still able to earn daily, think of where you can earn, what you can earn in that 365 days. Think of what you can learn in that 365 days. Think of the people and like the relationships that you can build and make in 365 days, and put that all together and say, okay, maybe this is a really good opportunity to be DCing into, this project, DCing into blue chips. I think like, because I've seen people have these regrets before, that like, oh man, I wish I would have got in, when it was cheaper. I wish I would have sold when it was higher. The thing about like a model here, like at EMP, is it mitigates the downside risk, because like you're going to show up here every day. You're going to click like the compound button, or you're going to click claim to get on the farm, or, you're going to do any number of things. You might win, you might lose. And even if over those 365 days, you were just break even, the good thing about that time period in which you had to earn, learn, make friends, you're not going to realize how powerful that is until the bull market comes back. You have a lot of LP, you have friends. All of a sudden, you have a lot of disposable passive income to put into these other projects. As the blue chip starts up, your crypto friends are telling you about projects that are launching, that really, maybe is the next Kate coin and, does a 3000x, or it's the next Hex that does a 10,000x. But I promise you, you will never find those if you're sitting all alone, never talking to people, watching cat videos. You will not find that stuff. There's the one-off where you might hear about the person that became the Dogecoin millionaire, or the Shiba Inu millionaire. But by and large, for every one winner, there's 10,000, 100,000 losers. And you can mitigate that risk of being one of those 10,000 or 100,000 losers by taking the time to actually invest in yourself, by learning all the things that I just mentioned, meeting people that have like the qualities that you don't maybe have, and helping you fast track like your crypto career into becoming, a kick-ass like crypto investor, and a really wealth of knowledge and resource that other people come to. So I would take advantage of the opportunity regardless of how long the bear market lasts, because this is the cheapest, best time to build. And a lot of people, will say like, oh, like, Dave, you're an idiot for getting into this right now. It's going to collapse. It's the end of crypto. Like there's probably been 110,000 articles written about this is the end of crypto. And never have they ever been true. And the people that wrote those articles, they're in the exact same position they were when they said Bitcoin was going to fail the first time, the second time, the 100th time, and the 1,000th time. Don't be that dipshit listening to them deciding your financial future for you because they're a chicken shit. The reality is they're getting a paycheck for writing FUD articles, so don't be in their stream of shit listening to them, because I've heard it, like 1,000 times. This is a bad time. Every time they say it's the end, this is the time that you should be figuring out how to DCA into the good projects with upside.
I love it, Bull. I can't. I honestly I can't add to that. I mean, I think we go out on a high note because again, I mean, that is true words of wisdom from our very own Bull Gates. And I love it when you get on your you get on a roll, Bull, and you just let it happen, man. Oh, and I love it, and it's true. I mean, again, we're not here to convince anybody. We're not here
I
to
think you like when I swear a little bit.
I do. I like it when you get fired up, Bull. No doubt, man. But yeah, we're not here to convince anybody. We're not here to have a call to invest. We're not here to give financial advice. But literally, everything that Bull just said in the last 15 minutes is how I built a multi-million-dollar portfolio, and I'm still, thriving in the middle of a bear market. And if you get involved with the right projects, you focus on cash flow or yield rather than, you know, the moonshots, you can literally set yourself up for financial freedom. And, you know, that's the goal. Again, we've said it all along. Our goal here at EMP is to, you know, provide the #1 passive income platform with exposure to ETH. And again, now exposure to BNB as well, and you know, the blue chip assets of the future. So you know, we could not be more excited. And you know, the crypto winter is here. We're in the middle of the storm. You know, it is tough right now. Times are tough. But we're just continuing to have our heads to the grindstone, and build, you know, more utility, more use case, more revenue streams, more burn mechanisms. And again, it'll happen a lot faster than you realize. Where, you know, peg starts to recover, people get excited about EMP again, and that's when, you know, like Bull said, everybody's wishing they bought EMP at, you know, 11 cents. So and again, that's absolutely not financial advice. It's simply an observation of how these markets usually perform year after year after year. And I mean, again, you know, people have said Bitcoin and crypto is dead literally hundreds of times. And I know during the bear market, it's a scary time, but I can assure you, crypto is not going anywhere. This is the way of the future. And it may be a year, it may be 2 years, it may be 10 years, it may be 20 years, but eventually this will replace our financial system. So, Bull, you got more? Go ahead, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we used to have that article, the GIF in the channel quite frequently. There was an article from the '90s that said, "Oh, internet, just a passing fad," and you know, it's a legitimate newspaper article, and like I can't think of how foolish and how stupid the person was, you know, like that wrote that, or ignorant, right? Like the idea that you have a revolutionary technology. You know, I'm sure the people that, you know, sold horses as a means of transportation said, "Oh, this automobile thing, oh, it's never going to catch on. It's, you know, that's not worth the what comes out of the other end of my horse." You know, and now look, you know, horses have their use case, but the main means of travel, it's a vehicle. You know, and so, you know, just don't, I guess what I want to say is, don't let other people decide your financial future, because a lot of people rely on the FUD, you know, and you know, I'm not picking any news stations or publications, but the point is that those are all driven by clicks, and fear drives clicks. And so having that catchy title that scares people gets clicks. And so, like, do the simple math and see why they write those type of articles. It's not because they have a basis in fact. There will be a thread of truth in there that's what makes it compelling, right? That's the difference between the National Enquirer and you know, another publication. You know, like, you know, there's no Bat Boy, but like, don't let those
Or Bubble
people
Boy.
scare you. Oh,
Or
there's a
Bubble
Bubble Boy.
There's a Bubble Boy.
George Costanza got in trouble with him. So
Yeah, no doubt, Bull.
yeah, just the point is, like, you take control of your financial future. So many people will tell you, like, crypto is the end, it's dead, you're an idiot, you're a fool for ever doing this. But those are the same people that probably are telling you, you know, relationship advice, and they've been divorced 3 times. Probably not the best source of information to get your relationship advice from. Matter of fact, you probably do the opposite of what those people do. If those people say it's the time to do this, you better run the opposite way, because they're not the best source of knowledge. They just happen to have the loudest voice in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on that note, Bull, I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. I don't see any other questions. And yeah, we're again, I think we've been over a lot today. Hopefully that was helpful to a lot of you. Hopefully we gave a lot of insight, some updates into EMP. As always, we're gonna try to maybe reduce the frequency of the AMAs, but make them a little bit more robust. And we definitely have plans on adding different segments to the AMAs. Like I said earlier, the next 3 or 4 AMAs will have special guests in terms of our partnerships that we'll be releasing. We'll be going over all of that with a fine-tooth comb for how all of you can get involved. And we will be doing our eShare emissions upgrade and migration, so keep an eye out for that as well. But we're working on a system to make that literally as easy as it possibly can be, where it's a one-click migration, where you have to worry about sending tokens to different addresses and yada yada yada. So, all right, awesome. Well, again, Bull and LA, always a pleasure. LA, any last words you had? I think Bull wrapped it up pretty well, but I always love to give you the final word. So, go ahead.
You guys knocked it out of the park, so I'm happy to leave it there.
All right, awesome. Well, and again, we'll give everybody an update on the Chainlink article, hopefully in the next few weeks, as well as the merchandise store Ella is working on, and a bunch of other marketing we have rolling out as well around not only EMP as a whole, but our NFTs as well. So,
And
yeah, go
and
ahead.
just in case there's anyone out there who's celebrating anything special today, I hope it's a wonderful day.
Amazing.
Ooh, that's nice.
I think that might be a little shout out. So, all right, there you go, LA. Oh, nice. All right, guys. Well, again, thanks for the continued support, and please feel free to ask any questions that we can get to in the next AMA. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube and all the videos you see, as well as leaving a comment maybe about what you liked about this AMA, or again, a future question that you'd like us to get to. That will really help our engagement as we continue to grow our YouTube channel as well. So, all right. Awesome, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Again, we'll be back hopefully maybe Sunday or Monday. We're going to probably do every other day or every third day for the AMA. So we'll have at least a few hours of notice, and all of our AMAs are recorded as well. So just follow all of our socials for that update. All right. All right, everybody. Good night. Good day. We'll see you soon.